I'll find it in the email. Oh, Chelsea. She's outside. Please ring the bell. Stephen Deathridge is there to let you in. Will you ask Floss to go down and get her?
Yeah. What's her name?
Chelsea Barton.
Now live, Lisa Jones and Johnny Aycock.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Noon Show with Lisa and Johnny. We are coming to you live and streaming everywhere. The Noon Show airs Monday through Friday from noon until 1 o'clock Central Time. Each day, we bring you engaging conversations, fresh perspectives, and stories that connect us all. I would like to invite you to join us along with today's show guests, book author and filmmaker Seth Panage, as well as our featured community spotlight guest, Chelsea Barton from Visit Tuscaloosa. So, for today's conversation, pull up a chair, sit back, and relax. And now, without further ado, here's Johnny.
Well, welcome everyone to the Noon Show right here on FM 100.1 on this, let's applaud, last day of winter.
Woo!
Everybody happy about that?
I think you get drunk on sunshine today, don't you?
Yeah.
And,
Can't have anything else.
Heck
we're
yeah.
so happy to have everyone. We've got a studio full of friends, and we're going to have a hootenanny.
We sure
Kind of a
are.
hootenanny every day with us.
We do.
That's
we
right.
do.
But we're going to have a great time today. You're going to enjoy Seth talking about his newest book, Antiques, today. And so we're going to have a great time. And then, of course, Chelsea Barton always brings lots of energy to the room.
Yes.
We love Visit Tuscaloosa, Chelsea.
Yeah. And
We
love
do.
you back. Love you back.
Yeah.
We just had such a wonderful time with all the folks at Visit Tuscaloosa. And you do such a great job for our
Thank
community.
you so much.
So, Sunshine, it's going to be a great day. We've had a great week, even though it's been spring break. We've had fun this week.
Oh, heck yeah.
Spring break has brought to us some of our favorite people.
Of course.
And so we're going to have a good time. And so
why don't we welcome Chelsea Barton from
That's
Visit
right.
Tuscaloosa to
That's
the microphone.
hey, Miss Chelsea.
Hey,
Chelsea.
y'all. Thanks for having
First
me.
time I'm
That was
actually
great.
seeing you after the announcement.
That's right.
Yes.
Congratulations to you and baby girl,
Baby
baby
boy.
Chelsea's got a little
baby boy.
baby boy bump.
Oh,
A big baby boy bump.
My
Big
bad.
baby
And she's
boy.
got on a blue match set, which is
Yes.
appropriate. I don't know where I thought it was a girl, but yeah.
I have 3 nieces. You probably just
Maybe that's what I
them.
saw on
Yeah.
social media. But
Baby
yeah.
boy bump. That's
Baby
hard to
boy
say.
bump.
Have you announced the name yet, or are you
We
waiting?
don't know a name to announce. We can't decide on anything that we agree on.
Maybe
Ah.
today.
Maybe
you can come
today.
up with a name.
We have a list of ones we don't hate, but anything I love, he doesn't like, and anything he likes,
yeah.
I don't love.
Maybe Seth.
That's right.
Seth? Okay, we have narrowed it down to 1-syllable names. We like
One
1-syllable names.
Okay.
So
Well, maybe you
Seth.
can throw that one out there to her.
Yeah.
And see what he
Yeah.
says. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well, what y'all got
excited.
going on? I know Visit Tuscaloosa's got all kinds of things going on all the
kinds of
time.
stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all, the first thing or the soonest thing we're going to have is next weekend. The Visit Tuscaloosa Half Marathon is next weekend. And I do believe you can still sign up to join the race. You can do the half marathon or the 5K, or there's a 1 mile fun run. So those you can go to.
Can you walk? Is it a walk run
You
or is it run?
can, yes. And there's always mommies with strollers. There's walk run. It's always a fun event. And
I love
think
to
we're-
walk, but I only run if something's chasing.
Right. If you see if you see me running, something's up. You need to be running too. Because I'm not a runner. But we're gonna have Visit Tuscaloosa. We'll have an activation table out there with some goodies. We
I
love
want
to
to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I will not be participating, but I will be there handing out electrolytes and Visit Tuscaloosa swag. But it is always so well attended. I can't remember what the number of runners is. I think it's over 2,500. So
Oh,
a
fabulous.
lot of runners, and we get out there early, y'all, and they are taking it seriously. It's still dark, and folks are, stretching, running around the block.
Look, I'm doing it, but I will not be your competition. I will be the one walking and socializing along the way.
People do that. There are neighborhood groups, bunko groups, ladies groups.
Heck yes.
That just walk and
I'm gonna
push
connect
their
with those
shoulders.
ladies. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is coming up next weekend.
How do
March
we
28th.
sign up for that, Chelsea?
You can just go to the website. It's TuscaloosaHalf.com.
Okay, gotcha.
Visit TuscaloosaHalf.com. We work with a company called Fresh Junkie in collaboration with
Oh,
that. So
cool.
they do
Yeah.
a lot of the legwork for us, but we of course will be out there, and we are so happy to have our name on this event, and we know that people come from near and far to be a part of the Visit Tuscaloosa Half Marathon.
Yeah, and after that, you've got some things in April.
We do. Coming up on April 18th, which is, Morgan Wallen Day to a lot of people.
Oh
We
yeah.
have the Tuscaloosa Gauntlet that morning, which is a military style obstacle course race. This is, Colonel Busby's going to get me.
Yes, he
Fifth
will.
year. This is, I think, the 5th year
Yeah.
of the Gauntlet. It is an incredible course.
Oh, it is.
It is, again, a military-based course. There are obstacle courses that are obstacle course facets that represent each branch of the military. And then there's also a 5-mile wooded running course that you
Right.
don't see there. It's held at Buddy Powell Pavilion.
Yeah, I drive by it every day. And
Oh, okay. Do you live up that way?
Looks very challenging.
It is. And you can see it any time of year, the obstacle course portion. It is right there at Buddy Powell Pavilion. It is stationary, it is there, but people come in to compete for the Tuscaloosa Gauntlet every year. So we have a women's competitive heat, a men's competitive heat, military competitive heat.
Ooh.
And my favorite part is the kids run. They set up a specialized course for children, and y'all, it's hilarious. Hay bales, mud. It's almost like, the kid equivalent to being tarred and feathered. It's mud and then hay, and so they've got mud on them and the hay stuck to them.
Oh
It is
my gosh.
hilarious. And then they get in a ice bath at the end to wash off. So if your kid is needing to get some energy out, this is something you need to sign up for.
Spoiler
was-
alert, your child will be participating before
Probably-
you know it.
probably
Before you know
4 or
it. You'll
5
turn
years.
around on them and it'll be 4 or 5 years later. Yeah.
And what's so funny, the parents are
Yeah.
very competitive. So they're running the course alongside their kid, yelling at them, Sammy, suck
Yep.
it up.
Yep.
It is so fun. And this grows exponentially every year. I do feel like some of the participation, just because we have a lack of hotel rooms this year, maybe some of the participation may be down for the adult groups, but not for the kids group. The kids group is thriving, and we are still looking for folks to participate in this. So please, you can check it out at TuscaloosaGauntlet.com and go ahead and register for that. A lot of people like to do it in groups. They kind of get a group.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's not, you aren't signed up as a group, but you compete with your group. It's a no man left behind type of thing. So DCH had a group last year. The
Okay.
firefighters do a group. The police have done a group before. So it's really fun.
Are y'all involved with the Druid City Arts Festival also?
We do not put on the Druid City Arts
Right.
Festival. Obviously, we encourage
You
people
promote
to
it.
come. The city of Tuscaloosa puts that on. We do promote it. Obviously, it's on our events calendar, and we encourage people to come out to it. And obviously, we want anybody to come for any reason, but that's a great free event, to get into. You do not have to pay anything to enter. It's held at Government Plaza every year, and we are so looking forward to that.
Oh, fabulous. So you have any other events coming up soon or?
Let's see. We just wrapped up in February, which I think Robin's talked to y'all about, HBC UAC basketball.
He did.
Well, let me get my words right. HBCUAC softball and baseball is coming to River Run Park in Northport in April. So
Yeah.
we have that on the horizon too. If you are looking to enjoy some pretty weather and want to come out and watch some good baseball and softball games, please join us. Those events are obviously on our Visit Tuscaloosa events calendar. It's the best resource in town, as y'all
It
say.
is. And people can just go on your website and add their own events, right, Chelsea?
They can. Now, it does go to a queue. I have to approve it. Don't be putting anything crazy on there. We only take local events in Tuscaloosa County. We do not post Birmingham events. We do not post outskirt events. This is an event page for Tuscaloosa County events. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you just go in and there's a quick form you fill out for your event. It'll go into a queue. I'll get a notification and I'll contact you if you have any missing information, and I can approve it and it'll be up on our calendar just like that.
Fabulous. We've got one to add to the calendar, but we cannot post it until after April the 16th. It's a brand new event. So just a little bit of teaser.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Embargoed info.
So before we go to the commercial, Chelsea, remind everybody real quick again what's coming up this upcoming week on March 28th. I mean,
Yes, not this coming weekend, but
Correct.
a week from Saturday is the Visit Tuscaloosa Half Marathon 5K and Fun Run. It's going to be held at Government Plaza. You can sign up at visittuscaloosahalf.com. They have the half marathon, the 5K, and the fun run that you can do, which is 1 mile.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea.
You're
we
welcome.
love it when you come by, and you are glowing, girlfriend.
Thank you. Y'all are so sweet.
Okay, Johnny, you know,
Best wishes for that little boy.
best wishes. Best
Appreciate
wishes.
y'all.
You're just so good.
We love Chelsea.
But Johnny, you know, people think Hudson Pool is just about engagement
Well,
rings.
they'd be wrong about that.
So wrong. They have beautiful fashion jewelry, colored gemstones, luxury watches, engraving, repairs, you know, even bridal registry
Yeah, the
services.
best private
Yeah,
service in the country.
no doubt.
And if you've got a piece sitting in the drawer and you want it repaired or maybe redesigned,
Yeah, you know, all you have to do, Johnny, just bring it in. They'll take care of it. You know, that's what a hometown jeweler does.
that's right. And you know, they've been part of the Tuscaloosa community for almost 41 years.
That's incredible. And, you know, they understand that jewelry, it's not just jewelry, it's memory, it's legacy.
It's actually moments.
Hudson Pool Fine Jewelers, downtown Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, visit them in beautiful downtown Tuscaloosa at 1111 Greensboro Avenue, or you can go to hudsonpool.com.
For the same great service. And, you know, just tell them that Lisa and Johnny from the Noon
That's
Show
right.
sent you.
Yeah, we'll probably see you down there.
Yeah. So Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
here's what people don't always realize. The Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences touches, you know, almost everything.
That's right. And from the lab bench to the main stage to the policy table.
You've got researchers studying advanced materials, environmental systems, nutrition, physics.
Yes, and down the hall, someone's rehearsing for a performance, analyzing literature, or translating global research into real world impact.
That's the power of arts and sciences. It's not just one discipline, it's the foundation for
You know,
all of them.
Yeah, and you know, employers know this and appreciate it. Critical thinking, communications, analytical skills, that's the Bearfield College DNA.
If your student wants flexibility, opportunity, and a launch pad for leadership,
Well, you should start at artsandsciences.ua.edu.
the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences, built for what's next. Roll Tide and roll research.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. We love those folks. They do unbelievable work.
Okay, guys, when we come back from break, we're going to give some examples of why this brand new book, Antique, by book author Seth Panich, is something you're going to want to read.
Oh, yeah.
It moved me to tears in a good way several times. Love, love, love. Very well written book, guys.
Beautifully written.
You're not going to want to miss a single moment, even listening to the Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back. As I throw the papers on the floor. I didn't mean to.
You were dropping the mic. That was your version of dropping the mic. Was dropping the
I'm
mic.
dizzy.
I failed, you guys.
What's
I forgot
wrong?
To talk about our Leadership Tuscaloosa drawdown dinner.
Oh.
I'm either bring y'all a flyer and y'all
Come on
talk
and mention
about
it real quick,
We
and then we'll segue to
we
Seth.
have talked about it
Oh.
already.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
perfect.
But yeah,
I can say
just
Oh,
we'll
Lloyd
go to
had that
you,
that
and then
same
we'll
day.
Yeah,
segue.
Lloyd,
My brain.
Lloyd sent that early.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
so
yes,
we
yes,
have
he's helping
mentioned it
us.
a couple of times. We
Thank
put it on our
y'all.
Facebook page
I
already.
appreciate it.
Yeah. That's a great project. I'm just so excited that Chief Tuscaloosa is finally going to get
So
recognized.
Seth, how do you want to
Yeah.
handle when
I
we
knew he
segue to
would. He was a
you? Are
great
we going
guy.
to just jump
Yeah.
right into
Yeah.
like the reading? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, your experience of reading the book and
Yes,
and
yeah.
what you thought and
He
what
and I
you connected
put
with.
ribbons together.
I don't
And
know,
I
Marty
can
was a
talk
real
about
short
where
fella
those
about
things
this
came
stuff.
from. You can talk about those moments that meant something to you.
Yeah.
And I can talk about where those moments came from. And
Supposedly very
You know, we
impressive.
can,
Lloyd came on our
So do we
show.
want to just kind
Well,
of
he was in
summarize
the middle
chapter
of
3 a little
research.
bit? Like,
Okay.
should I have you do
I can
that?
set it up. I'll just
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
set
yeah.
up what's going on. Yeah, that's
Very
her and her
impressive
dad, right? That's the
individual.
That's
flashback.
her dad.
Right.
She
Right.
just found the arrowhead,
Yeah.
and she has the bravery to
This,
Yeah.
You
Where
know,
do you want me to
not-
read it from?
Yeah.
do what now.
Where do you want me to read it from? The top of the chapter?
You tell me. You know more.
Yeah, I mean,
about
we
than I
can
do.
we can
That-
we can do it from the top of the
I'm
chapter.
surprised
Sorry,
it's
Kelsey,
taken
yeah.
this long.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
let's
short
do it.
chapter.
It's very short. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why I was
But we're
thinking.
not saying that. We're not saying that yet.
It's,
Oh.
it's
And while she's talking, I'm gonna look for
Wow.
that little snippet. Is we
Yeah.
can connect
It's
it
like
to the thing, the last thing that I said to you.
And the other
For the whole
thing would be
plaza,
reading
the
the
statue.
first time she
The
deals with
statue,
that
I think, is like
with that
3 or
piece.
something.
I love the part where he's cheerleading for her when she's
Oh, yeah.
having to go to
That school.
Yeah.
school.
Nobody really knew.
And the sensitivity.
I love it. That's gotta
Shirley,
be-
I think,
What
had
a big
lot to
moment
do.
for her, you know.
But I know Lloyd spent years. I mean, this
Oh,
is-
the page number's not on there. Do you remember where we can just read it?
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
really
you
just
say,
this part.
So, yeah.
So the other thing I would read is on 51, and it's
Okay, well, you
it's a
decide.
Sorry,
Yeah.
5-minute
Kelsey was
sequence.
texting me about
We don't have
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
this one.
So let's do this first one that you love, and then we'll talk a bit, and then let's do this second one.
Okay, but when we actually come to you, so I'll introduce you as, author of the book Antique. And I mean, and later on the show, we need to hit on your upcoming film,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And it's your show,
Kelsey's
so whatever
in
you
Kansas.
want.
Okay.
But working
So,
on the car.
do you
So
have
she's
a
texting
movie
me and
premiere for
telling
this?
us today.
Exciting.
No, I mean it's on Amazon now. And it's
drove
a funny
across
story. It
it.
was not supposed to be on
I did
Amazon
these
until April 3rd. They did it early.
Oh, do you?
So it's kind of a soft opening, but it's gonna be a
I've
whole
never
streaming
been.
device.
I've
It's
been
most
to
of the
Kansas and
horror
Baldwin County, and it was pretty boring.
streaming devices, which I've never been on before. And
Farmland.
so it's just a different experience. I haven't done a horror
Okay, I've never been out that way.
film.
Whew.
Sometimes shooting a film can feel like a horror film.
Like I want to watch it, but
Yeah. Right.
We're back, y'all.
Welcome back to the news show,
Yeah.
everybody.
Woo!
Thank you for joining the
So
news
who's that?
show right here on FM 100.1. We're so glad you're with us. And let me tell you, folks, we're going to have a great time today.
Heck yeah.
We get to Seth, you're just going to love this guest. I tell you what, if you haven't read some of his stuff, he's got a beautiful command of language. And boy, he can weave a story. But
Mhm.
real quickly, Chelsea's still here. And we do want to remind everybody, we've got a really important thing coming up real quick. And Chelsea, remind everybody, because this is a great project you guys are doing.
Yes, and this is coming up. I'm blaming it on my pregnancy brain. I forgot to mention this when I had the mic the first
She
time.
got the preggy brain.
Yes, that is a real thing.
It
I
is.
definitely realize
It
now.
is.
I'm a part of the 2026 Leadership Tuscaloosa class, which of course is a facet of the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama. Our class project this year is to contribute to the Project Warrior, which is the Chief Tuscaloosa statue and educational plaza coming to downtown Tuscaloosa later this year. We are hosting a drawdown dinner on March 28th, so a week from Saturday, at the Tuscaloosa River Market, and there's a chance for somebody will win $5,000. We have a $5,000 pot. So we are selling tickets. We have a few left. We're almost to our goal. We have a few tickets left at $100 each, and we have, I think, the space for 2 tables left. So we can either sell 20 more tickets or 2 tables. Tables seat 10, and you would get brand recognition. Those tables are $1,000. So we are really trying to sell our event out. We're also going to have a very impressive silent auction there, and that will be online as well. And the good news is you don't have to be present to win with the drawdown dinner. You can purchase a ticket or 10 tickets at a table, and you can still win the $5,000 from your couch or the beach or wherever you are.
Ooh, nice.
If you would like to help us out as well, we're taking tax deductible donations. Many people have just done that. They can't come to the event and they want to just make a donation. We take those as well. You can find everything on the Chamber of Commerce's website. It's just westalabamachamber.com. If you want to know info about the event, just go to their calendar. You can type in drawdown, or it's one of the soonest events. It'll be right there in front of you. You'll see the beautiful rendering of the Chief Tuscaloosa statue.
Okay.
Glad you reminded us, Chelsea. That is
Yes.
a great project. It's
Yes.
about time that my buddy Chief Tuscaloosa got a statue.
Oh, Johnny Rocket.
That's right. He and I used to cut ribbons together.
Johnny Rocket. Do you hear me? Okay. Thank you all for joining us. In case you're just now joining us, we have in the Noon Show studio with us today, book author and filmmaker. We're going to lead off with talking about his debut novel, Antique, we have with us today Seth Panage. Welcome back, Seth, to the
nice
Noon
to
Show
be back.
studio.
Nice
Yeah.
Nice to see you both.
Yeah.
So you made it through the whole book, huh?
I made it through the whole book. I cried at least 4 times because it just moved me so much. I mean, for heaven's sakes, the dedication page, when you'd say, to my wife, my Grail. What are you doing to me, Seth?
Yeah. I don't know how many times.
Well, I'm like, well, true, but you know, your readers are going to connect with that. Just so you know, I'm sure you've heard this. Has anyone else mentioned just the dedication page?
Oh, sure. And I tried to keep it secret from her as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I wanted her to see it when the actual book was out, but she really wanted to see the pages when they were all put together, the way they used the font. So I didn't quite get the surprise.
I honestly wish that I had just shown it to Chelsea and not said it, because her being pregnant, she probably would be crying over here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the only thing on the page.
But that's,
you started out that way.
I mean, part of the reason I was able to write this book is because of her and her support and her emotional support to try writing a novel for the first time. I hadn't written anything in fiction since high school. So, you know, it had been like 2 years since I graduated high school. She didn't know that was a joke. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, you know, having her support to do that, I mean, was resuscitative for me, you know, and that's what the Grail does.
I like that word.
And I almost mispronounced it. But she does that for me all the time.
So we were talking earlier about some of my personal favorite parts of the book, and chapter 3. So, I told you I was describing it to Dr. Albert Fianchi. Shout out to him. He's Associate Dean of College of Arts and Sciences. And I told him that, it's okay. It's very short, but it's incredibly powerful. How would you set it up?
Well, this is our hero. This is Grace Schaefer, and we get a flashback of her very early on, sort of her first experience communicating with her father. He's this incredible art historian, and his office is kind of she can't go in, right? She's barred from everyone is barred from the office.
And she's how old again? Like 10?
She's
10, 12, something like that.
How is she?
I think she's 10 or 12.
Yeah, she's 10 or 12. Yeah. You'd think he'd know, but he doesn't. But, you know, to be allowed into this special place with all these books and his awards and all that stuff is such a gift for her. And her journey in the piece, he's passed away when we see her at the beginning. And she was just at the point where she's able to communicate with him as an equal. And that's the only way he knows how to love,
right,
is through work. And so she's finally at that point. But this is the first time where she gets the idea that this is how she can communicate with her father because of something he says to her at the end of the scene.
Oh.
So would you like me to read it?
Please.
Yeah. So we're going all the way back. This is young Gracie Schaefer, and here we are in Antique. Gracie Schaefer was tired of hearing it, although her mother never tired of saying it. Sit at the kids' table, go to bed early, eat your carrots, go out to play. Play? There's no time to play. She had books to read and mysteries to uncover. And who the Hell would she play with? Phoebe Archer? Phoebe was a kid, for God's sake, not Gracie. No Girl Scouts for her, no slumber parties, no giggling about Tommy Maines and his stupid feathered hair. No, Gracie was different. It was impossible to miss. All anyone had to do was look at her fingernails. Gracie adored her fingernails, not because they were sparkly like Dinah Cole's or perfectly manicured like Reba Gear's. No, Gracie's 12-year-old fingernails might as well have been 1,200 years old, what with a thick layer of soil and soot beneath them. Her mother could sigh, "Oh, Gracie," until she was blue in the face. But as soon as she cleaned out the dirt beneath Gracie's nails with that dreaded metal file of hers, those fingernails were once again wrapped around the handle of her little red shovel, digging into the forbidden treasures of their sprawling New Jersey backyard. And what a collection they curated. The other girls in her 6th grade class had their My Little Ponies and Dream Glow Barbies and Easy Bake Ovens. Gracie had limestone and sandstone and quartz that changed color when the sun shone through the open blinds of her bedroom window. She had animal bones and snake skin and shotgun shells and Michelob bottle tops and even an old cigar box with a parrot skeleton inside. She had the entire history of her backyard on those shelves, but none of it compared to this. Gracie knew it as soon as her shovel struck something hard and unforgiving beneath the barren topsoil. It was small and white as ivory, like an animal's tooth, but Gracie knew different. She was sure it was stone the moment she plucked it out of the protesting earth, but it had been fashioned. A scraper, a tool, perhaps? No, this was too sharp, too pointed. This was a weapon. But whose? She couldn't imagine. But he could. Gracie dropped her shovel and ran across the yard, jumping over her mother's flower beds, up the splintering wooden stairs and into the air-conditioned blast of the family room. Her mother, sitting primly in her favorite armchair in the corner, pried her eyes up from a large hardcover book, took one look at Gracie's mud-caked shoes and slapped the book face down on the coffee table. "Gracie," she gasped, "shoes off, young lady." Gracie groaned and kicked off her shoes, booting them across the room to join a small squadron of similarly-adorned kids in the corner before bounding down the hallway. "He's working, Gracie. This is an emergency." What kind of emergency? Gracie spun around as if her mother had spoken in tongues. How on earth could she possibly understand? This was history, living, breathing history. That's what he called it. And only true art historians could handle this sort of emergency. "Sorry, Mom," she said. "You wouldn't understand." She expected her mother to yell at her, maybe raise her voice a little, just enough for Gracie to work up a stink and storm off down the hall. But she didn't. "Well," Shirley said, picking her book up off the coffee table and settling back into her armchair, "perhaps I wouldn't." Gracie stared at her mother, and her mother stared back, wavy, chestnut-haired mirror images of the other. But Gracie knew from experience the similarity was skin-deep at best. "It's not your fault, Mom," she said. "You're just not that into it is all." "No, dear," said Shirley, submerging back down into the depths of her book once again. "I suppose I'm not." Gracie hesitated. Her mother may have always had her head in a book, but the woman herself was unreadable. Gracie had tried over and over again, but like an empty canvas, there was just nothing to keep her attention for very long. "Whatever, Mom," she said, and off she went, tearing down the hallway, around the corner, flying toward the double doors at the end of the hall. She skidded to a halt at the threshold, and with just the very edge of one knuckle knocked softly on the door and placed her ear against it, but nothing stirred within. "Dr. Schaefer?" she called. "Working," said the basso gruffness within. "I think I found something." Silence, save the crisp Gatling gun of her father's typewriter. "It'll only take a second." Typing stopped. A chair slid back and hard-soled shoes clacked their way toward the door. A lock snapped and the door swung wide. Albert Schaefer stood in the doorway, which appeared to retreat from his massive frame, unable to restrain him. He towered before Gracie, his legs and arms dangling down from a barrel-chested redwood trunk of a torso. His face was likewise long and thin, not gaunt, but sharply chiseled, framed by a short jet-black beard shot through with thin brush strokes of silver and ivory. His eyes were hooded by the broad clips of his brow, but they simmered and crackled with irritation, hot enough to liquefy Gracie's resolve. "Grace," he said, and the very hardwood beneath her feet vibrated with the sound. "I am not to be interrupted." "I know, I'm sorry," she stammered, smacking her tongue against the dry roof of her mouth. "But this is important, I promise." "You will have to wait." He began closing the door. "It's an arrowhead," she said, blurting it out. "I think it's Native American." Albert paused, eyes narrowed. "You think?" he said. "What's your proof, Grace?" "Shape, for one," she said, her trembling voice settling, calming, for he had opened the door. He had challenged her, and she was ready. "And you can see the faint fluting on the edges. It's asymmetrical." "More, Grace, I need more." She had saved the best for last. "Strike scars," she said, "from flint napping." He paused, his face unreadable. "Show me." Grace opened her hand to reveal the arrowhead, which looked humongous in her tiny, mud-streaked palm. Her father raised his gold-rimmed spectacles and peered down at it, silent for an excruciating eternity. Finally, he let his glasses fall and trained his cold, hard gaze upon her. "Come in," he said, walking back into the mahogany depths of his office, and closed the door behind you. Gracie replayed it in her mind to be sure she had not imagined it. She glanced down at the threshold, the one she had only ever crossed in secret, and stepped inside, closing the door behind her, sealing herself inside a forbidden world. The entryway sparkled with gold leaf commendations, summa cum laude, Brooklyn College, M.A., Ph.D., Columbia, letters of tenure, associate and full professor from Columbia as well. The walls beyond disappeared beyond bookshelf after bookshelf, and there at the top shelf nearest his desk, Gracie spied his books, stretching from the dawn of his career to the precipice of the present. She had read them all, some of them often enough that she knew a few lines by heart. Gracie was in one of them too. Well, her name was. Right there in the dedication, the year she was born. Gracie had it bookmarked on her nightstand, and she read it out loud to herself on the nights he worked late when she was denied that brief but cherished goodnight kiss. My daughter, Grace. And there he was, looming over that huge expanse of a desk, which was devoid of any personal pictures or items, no mail, no magazines, only his typewriter held court in the middle of the desk, pages upon pages piling up beside it. To Gracie's amazement, her father pushed the typewriter aside and placed her arrowhead in the very center of the desk, switching on a fluorescent magnifying light and bending it over the stone. He transformed before her, his icy demeanor collapsing like the crumbling walls of a glacier, caressing the stone with his eyes as they swept back and forth over every flint stroke. Sit, he said. Gracie sat on a small leather bench by the door. No Grace, beside me. He turned his leather desk chair, opening it toward her. Let's take a look at what you found, dear. Gracie walked toward it as if in a trance. She lowered herself into the soft leather, and he eased her around until she was directly over the arrowhead. Her nose twitched with the sweet smell of his aftershave as he leaned over the side of the chair, his arm around her. He began to speak, and Gracie wished to God she could hear him over the pounding of her own heart. She did catch the occasional date and possible identities of tool and tribe, but by the time the words were spoken, she had forgot to listen. There was just that one single word repeating in her mind over and over. He had called her dear.
Oh my gosh. I am sweating, Seth.
What a beautiful command of language. I'm not using this word loosely now. I read the book too. And the visuals that you paint with words is genius.
It's
It
beautiful.
really is. Because you've got such a beautiful command of language, and you bring the characters, the environment to life. And
You live the story with the characters.
and it's beautifully written. And folks, you need to read Antiques, because all the way through, remember the Little Red Show, and all the way through, and when you get to the end, you realize the moral of the story. And I'm not going to reveal that. But
No, absolutely not.
Beautifully written.
Okay, guys, we are up against the break, but you're not going to want to miss a moment of this story. You've been listening to The Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be here right back.
I haven't read that one.
And I mean that with all sincerity.
It gets me every time. And I love that you read it for us.
Your command of language
I didn't see it.
is absolutely genius. I saw that on the cover.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so that was when I was, and thank you for that. I really
It's
appreciate
true
that.
though. It's just
He has a way with words too. He's really good.
so. That's what I was talking about earlier before we started. That your ability to bring a character to life and make it real. That's where us wannabe writers, we don't have that gift. You got to have that gift.
We'll come back with the
I
right
just-
thing. Okay.
But the moral of the story is you really don't sense it until the very end,
Yeah.
which I think is genius in itself.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm
Yeah.
actually
You make us
sweating.
wait.
I'm tearing up again.
It's the
Thank
magic-
you.
it's
Thank
the
you,
magic
Seth.
of age. It's the magic of age. It's the magic of our parents. It's the magic of us getting
Would you-
older. It's,
Would you describe that as a little bit of hero worship? The way she
Oh, yeah.
intentionally follows
Oh,
his
yeah.
path. Well, not a little bit.
Absolutely.
No
But
doubt.
and
No doubt.
his when we see him at the end, it's obviously it's the piece itself creating him, but pulling him from wherever he might be, and it's also her image of him as well.
Yeah.
So she's part of who he is when his spirit comes to her at the end of the book.
What do you want to do? We're going to do Bryant Bank when we come back to you. How do you want us to start?
Let's talk about emotion and connectivity in writing
Yeah,
and what
that
connects
would be
We'll ask,
great.
we'll ask you about
Yeah.
that. Why don't you ask him about that,
would be great.
Johnny?
That would
Is
be-
that okay
The
with you?
other thing, and I don't know, maybe this is my own take on it. I guess we each have a personal take on it. But the other thing I took away from it, Gracie didn't need the glow.
She did.
She learned within herself.
Right.
She only
To be-
thought she needed it.
Right. But she
But she
needed it
learned.
to
I'm trying
get
to
her
remember what-
Over
to
the-
get her over that hump.
That's right.
Remind me what
Yeah.
happened to the globe. It
It
broke.
broke.
Well, it broke because
Right.
she in the middle of that melee, her ego broke it, and it gets remade. It's just discovered at the end. It finds
That's
itself
right,
back to
because-
her underneath the chair at that auction.
But the moral to me was within.
Oh, and then
within
his
each one of
toolbox,
us,
the
Yeah,
Vic's
we have
toolbox.
we
No,
each have
treasure
that
box.
inside of
Right.
us. It's a matter
We
of
need
just
something to open it.
help us discover
Yeah,
it.
we need something to
And
open
once you discover it, you realize the determination,
Right.
We need to be talking about this on the
Persistency.
air.
Yeah.
resilience, all of those terms came to mind at the end
Yeah.
that Gracie didn't need that. She had it within her
Yeah,
the
so
whole time.
So
y'all,
let's talk
y'all
about
do
the
this
need
after the
for-
break. Yeah.
for
This is
that
great.
determination.
Yeah.
Where does it come from in you? And talk about magic.
Yeah.
Talk about magic a little bit and what that is, what real
Yeah.
magic
Let's
is.
do
This is
that.
great
That'd be
conversation.
great.
I love it. It's
That'd be great.
beautiful.
It's right.
Yeah.
And the last sequence, we could talk about the tour.
Yes.
But we want
Talk about
We
your
wanna
tour.
mention
We
the
need
new
to talk about
movie.
your movie
Oh
too.
yeah.
to the new movie.
Because the movie has a similar thing. It comes from a very different perspective. It has a moral in that too.
It's a dark comedy.
So let's try to keep this.
I looked at a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm not sure it's my kind of movie,
It may not be your kind of movie, but there's
But
some cookie
but I
stuff in
did
there.
realize it was
Yeah.
dark comedy,
Yeah.
so I have to laugh.
So let's try to keep this pretty tight, okay? And then y'all, 'cause I want to hear as much of that conversation as I can.
Mhm.
DependOnAM.com. This message
So
from
that
the
moral
is
National
about how
Association of Broadcasters.
How
Welcome
necessary
back to the
good and
noon
evil
show
are.
on Catfish 100.
Oh.
That's what the movie's ultimately
Lisa
about.
Oh, really?
Jones and
They can't
Johnny
survive without the other.
Online on the Catfish
Wow.
Tuscaloosa
How do you know what's
app.
good without
You
what's
can
evil?
call us
You gotta have an
anytime.
How do you
antagonist.
know
gotta
what's
have-
evil to know what's good?
Oh, true. Something you compare it to.
731.
So that's really
Or
what the film's about.
messages
It's
on
just
the
hidden in a
Catfish
heart.
Tuscaloosa app.
It's-
Now here's Lisa and
Welcome back to the noon show right here
Yeah,
on
welcome
FM,
back.
right here on FM 100.1. Thank you for listening and streaming us everywhere. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. Lisa,
Uh,
I walked into Bryant Bank the other day,
mm.
and before I even made it to the counter for a lollipop, someone hollered, "Hey, Johnny, what's happening?"
See, that's what I hear all the time about Bryant Bank. They actually know their customers.
Boy, they do, and it really caught me off guard in a very good way. I felt like I was walking in a place where they're genuinely glad to see you,
Well, Johnny, that's because Bryant Bank believes banking should be personal.
and it really does. The staff is friendly. They take time to answer your questions, and they make sure you understand everything.
Banking shouldn't feel stressful or confusing.
Exactly. And at Bryant Bank, they treat you just like family.
And that kind of service, it's hard to find these days.
Well, it really makes a difference when the people helping you actually care about you.
Exactly. You can visit Bryant Bank in any one of their beautiful locations, North River, Northport, and beautiful downtown T-Town, or online at bryantbank.com.
That's right. Bryant Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of
FDIC.
But anyway, we're here with, oh goodness, Seth Panich. And we've been talking about his newest book, his first novel, Antique. And folks, you need to go get this one. This is a good one. And Seth, we were talking during the break that, and we're not going to give away the book because I want everybody to read it. But there are some common themes that kind of emerge throughout this beautifully written novel. And one of those is the magic of life, the determination that we all have within us, and how Gracie kind of learns that. And so kind of talk a little bit
Sure.
about that theme, what you were trying to accomplish, and maybe where the inspiration came from.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, it's interesting to me because my second book is a lot. People ask, well, is there a follow-up to this book? And there is in the second book. And it has a similar vein at the beginning, which is what fascinates me are broken characters, people who can't see the next day, that don't see the sun rising tomorrow. And how do those people, I think that's heroic and I think that's magical. How do people find the way to go on with life after they've lost someone dear to them, after they lose the job that they wanted? Those are the things that or lose a marriage, whatever that is. That fascinates me because I've been through that. Everybody who's been an actor or any sort of artist has gone through like a point in their life where they just feel they can't get any lower.
Mhm.
And for me, it was so regenerative, to use that word again, because I remember I was in the basement of the car park where I was staying, and I was actually on a friend's couch at the time. It didn't have a lot of money going for me, and I remember saying out loud, "Oh my God, I'm last." And I started laughing hysterically because I'd always been under pressure to succeed, and that pressure came from me and it came from the world that I worked in. But it was such a relief to think for a moment I'm last, and everything kind of looked up from there, and my whole life.
In other words,
turned
what do you
up
have to
from there.
lose now, right?
Yeah, there's nothing else but to gain. And I guess I
Huh.
could have gone in two different directions.
Sure.
And I think it was probably the spirit of the love that my parents had always given me, the love that acting had always given me, and writing, that allowed me to start turning that corner. And it's probably one of the reasons why I work so hard, is that was the blood that I needed infused in me to get back up off the mat. So, Gracie at the beginning is a similar character, and I'm fascinated in how someone does that. And what is that magic that allows us to do so? And, we think about magic like a hat and someone pulling a rabbit out of it, but I think that there's real magic around us every day. The way I describe it sometimes on tour when people ask about that is that there's a magic when you touch for the first time a person that you're attracted to, right? When you're 13 years old and that first handhold, you could say that it's just skin on skin. Like when I'm touching my wife's beautiful soft hands with my callous old hands, you could say that that's just skin rubbing. But that's not what you feel. There's something in between the contact that is not
Ah.
that it is not regular, that it's not
Yeah, it's
every day.
It is magic.
There is
some-
magic.
somehow
There's-
extraordinary. Yeah.
Right? And it's the push on a swing. It's what you feel from that. You could just say that that's force and you're going hard, but that's not what happens. I think that there's magic in regular things if we have the perspective to look at them.
Okay.
And Grace needs to find the proper perspective to look at the magic in herself as she ages, as her father died before ever telling her he loved her, but he did. She just can't see it. So the perspective, we read the part about her mother and her mother being sort of a blank sheet to her, but her mother has miracles within her that Grace finds through the piece.
Oh yeah.
And so it's, I think it's perspective. It's the way that we look at age. I look at age as magical, even as I'm getting older, even as I'm getting these physical issues. I feel that my heart's at its best. I don't mean it pumps its best, but its ability to love is at its best. The compassion is at its strongest. And the challenge is, what do you do with that? As the body goes and the mind and spirit are at their best, you have a responsibility to wield that magic. I think that's why I love to teach. I think that's part of what you do, right? Sharing all the great things that Tuscaloosa does when you could just retire and just not do anything. I think that's that great responsibility. So for me, that's where the emotional power of the piece comes from, of Blind Now I See, of seeing your own divinity, if I could say that, and your ability to be magical to other people, as Grace does in the piece.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, that beautiful command of language comes through even as we're listening to you. But that's so real. And folks, you need to read the book. You really do. Grab a copy. It's a great read. But to your point, Seth, yeah, I can kind of share with getting a little maturity on me now. But you're right. If you see something, the magic does happen, and it has something to do with maturing, I think. And Grace matures all the way through the book. It's interesting, her journey, but the maturity of Grace that she shows throughout it is just a great lesson for all of us. It's beautifully written. But we're going to have to go to break.
Yeah, we are. So we're going to get right back to the conversation after this break. You've been listening to The Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back.
That's a great point, because
Are we gonna do this?
we
Thousands
can
off,
skip
and
to
we
that.
pay the sales tax.
Uh,
You heard right.
yeah,
Thousands
you
off,
know,
and we pay the sales tax.
I was thinking about what you said about when you touch that person for the
Yeah.
first time.
It's
It's
electric.
It
It's
is
magic.
electric.
Yeah.
There's a feeling that overwhelms you. You don't know
I
what
wonder
to
if there's
call
an
it.
actual word for that. There might be. You never know.
But
We can make it up.
Okay.
yeah, but the idea of you tend to become more compassionate if you
do it right.
if you do
If
it
you do it
right.
right.
Yeah, you can screw it
Yeah,
up
I mean, there's two
royally.
paths to take on that.
Yeah, and love is more intense if you do it right.
Yeah. It's interesting when I teach the students, I trick them. There's an exercise I do where we do phrases, and I feed in simple phrases and just let them speak those phrases with whatever they think about. And I always give them, I love, and they always say, I love. Oh, they're 20, I love. And I say, I hate it. And they say, I hate it. And I'll stop and I say, which one was stronger? And they say, I hate. And I said, that's your problem as an actor. That's your problem. And every actor does that. You always have a stronger connection with hate than love.
Mm.
And it's an interesting barometer for me when I'm learning about the actors at the beginning. So it's true that it takes a while to find that balance.
So, we're partnering with, of course, arts and sciences, but also now very intentionally with theater and dance. So we've been talking to Astorilla is our main, and Matt Davis,
Astral's great.
main point of contacts. But if you think of anyone like actors or,
I grad
just
actors.
be thinking,
Yeah.
if you would.
Anytime you want.
Yes, because really what our focus is right now is sort of promoting the season.
Yeah.
What they, but you may have a different
We won't tell you.
perspective.
Yeah.
Right. A different perspective. Not only that, but then it's been mentioned, wait, there's faculty members too. Wait, there's another department, somebody that you work with. You're like, oh my gosh, this person needs to have a spotlight on them,
Absolutely.
So just if you would think about it,
Plus, we have a new platform coming to do this.
Nice.
esteem.
We're going to Alabama Public Radio with the new show.
Oh, that's great.
And it's all about STEM, but we've added the
Well,
arts now.
yeah.
STEAM.
Great.
So we're going to
Astorilla made the pitch for that. She is just
Integrate
coming.
that.
Thank goodness for her, because I'm ashamed I didn't think of it first.
That's going to take us to a
Yes.
new, as we kind of calling it, a new intellectual type forum.
It's an intellectual.
We kind
platform,
of
yeah.
freewheeling around here. This will be a little bit different, a little bit, because the audience is going
We
to
gotta learn to
be
tighten everything up.
We,
We got a learning curve.
We're doing our first pilot in about 2 or
Good for
3
you.
weeks.
Oh, congratulations. That's fabulous.
And if that goes well, and we expect it to.
Well, it's a trial,
And
but
then we'll do a 12-week series.
so hopefully we'll.
If that goes, then we'll go to a regular series statewide. We get to go statewide.
That's
So whatever you do, if you pray, if you whatever,
Yeah.
because I feel like the better we do and better our partners do, I would like to think,
Yeah. And I think we're both confident, but it's going to be a
Just
challenge.
make sure we know
challenge.
about it when you're doing that show,
Oh,
so I can
we
tell
will.
all the students
We
to
will.
log on and
We
comment and all that stuff.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just make sure I know, and I'll
Yeah.
give it as homework.
We will. Good, 'cause we've been figuring
I
out.
fist bump on
Professor,
that
I can do what I
one.
want.
We've been trying to figure out how to get to students, because our audience is 35 and up.
So you want to talk about your book tour and your movie?
Yeah.
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 Okay, let's do it. Ooh, we don't have much time. We gotta get down to
We'll
business.
do
Yeah.
book tour first, then movie. I can do the movie quick.
Let's talk about the movie real quick.
I'm going to
and then
move
the
real
tour.
quick and then tour.
Welcome back to the Noon Show right here on FM 100. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are having a fascinating day here on the Noon Show.
Yeah.
Seth Banich, and what a great writer this young man is. And I tell you,
Whew.
and he not only does this, he does screenplays too, Miss Lisa.
He does.
And, Seth-
filmmaking
Seth, you've got a new movie.
and
And,
acting.
I saw a little bit of it, but I want you to tell folks a little bit about it.
Sure. So this film's called The Coming, and it was supposed to be coming towards us on April 3rd, but it was released on Amazon Prime already, so
Yeah.
you can get it on Amazon Prime. This is something that actually came out of COVID for me, and we were talking about morals and how you hide those sorts of things. It's a horror film about evil and good. You don't quite know who is who in the piece. but it was a time in the country, and it's still in the country, where everybody just hates everybody else, right?
Mhm.
And that we've lost, I believed as a writer, that we've lost the understanding that we only exist because of the other, right? That's the only reason we exist. The only reason Democrats exist are because they're Republicans and vice versa. And I think everybody's lost that, right?
Okay.
So this was a way to tell that through the ultimate way you could tell it, which is good and evil. And that's what the piece is about at base, is about the necessity of that mixture in our lives. People will celebrate the good reviews, and then they get depressed at the bad reviews. It's like you've got to look at them evenly. They're all part of the same thing.
Of course.
So that was the film, and I wrote it in probably 2021. We shot it in 23. And then it's taken forever to get it distributed and get it out there. It's such a long finishing
Very long
process.
process, yeah.
But in my last film, I acted in it and directed and wrote it, but I played such a small role, it was easy. I'm the lead this time, so I ain't stupid. I got my co-director to direct this one all on his own, Aaron Greer, and he's a fabulous director. And we shot it all in Chicago. I used students in it because I always use my students in my professional projects. So there are a bunch of students in there as well. And Tom Wolfe, who's faculty member, did all the music for it. And Aaron used to teach here, the director and a cinematographer, learned here, studied here. He's a grad of the film program here. So it's really, there's a lot of Alabama people working on it. And if anybody goes on Amazon Prime, they can find it. And just make sure to watch it with the lights on, because it's a little scary, but it's a dark comedy. There's some shtick in there too.
Okay, so we can find that on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk more about your book tour?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I've been through 7 tour stops so far, and we started Ernest and Hadley, which was fabulous. And
Shout out to Eastie.
Yeah, she was just terrific. We sold out the house, which was lovely. Then we went up to Huntsville. We had a bunch in Los Angeles and Laguna Beach. And now this weekend we're going up to Knoxville. We have one in Fable Hollow, which is a really interesting bookstore. It's all fantasy stuff and Dungeons and Dragons, and I think just a great place to have an event. And that's this Saturday. If anybody's going to Knoxville or is in Knoxville, and then Sunday I'll be at a Barnes and Noble there. Then the following weekend on the 28th, I'm going to be right here at Barnes and Noble in Tuscaloosa from 12 o'clock on, signing books. So if anybody would like to come and get a signed one, that's the great time to do it. And then I go straight from there to Memphis, and I do a couple in Memphis. And then I'm in Fairhope, Pensacola, Tampa, Dallas. I'm all over the place.
Wow.
I'm back at Ernest and Hadley on April 25th. So but I love this. This is my second favorite part. My favorite part was writing it, right? Second favorite part is meeting people who've read it or want to read it. It's such an honor when someone hears a pitch at a bookstore and says, I want to buy that book. And you can buy it at most bookstores. You can also buy it on Amazon. I got to do a plug. You can buy it on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. We have it here at Barnes and Noble. Eastie has a few copies. But someone who puts that kind of faith in me is kind of overwhelming. Because I don't have a track record as a novelist, right? I haven't written anything. This is my first novel. So for somebody to put down, I do want to tell this quick story. My favorite thing from the book tour was in a Barnes and Noble in Los Angeles. There were these 2 young girls, they're 13 years old. And they were sort of hanging around because they thought I was famous. They were sure I was a famous novelist. And I said I wasn't. And they wanted to hear about the book. So I told them about the book. And they took their weekly money and bought a copy of the book. It gets even better. Then they go upstairs. I don't see them for a little bit. And they come down with a little bear. There was a Build-A-Bear upstairs. And they said, can we name our bear Seth after you?
Oh.
And I said, yes.
My God.
And they said, can you sign his birth certificate?
Ah!
And the name that they had given him was not just Seth, it was Darth Seth.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's the coolest thing ever. But the tours have been great. And I'm just so excited we have more, and we're going to be able to meet people who are just curious about this and share the book with them.
What about you've got another book? I think you have 2 more books in the works.
Well,
right?
yeah, I got 2 more books. One, we're going to start sending it to publishers, I think in late April, and that's called Harmony. It's about the music of marriage and divorce and rock and roll, with sort of a shattered musician who discovers a tape magical tape, perhaps.
Mm.
And on that tape is a demo that's never been heard before by one of the greatest rock stars of the 1960s, a real life rock star who's passed. And that rock star may or may not come out to help him write his greatest piece of music. And
That is so
So that's
cool.
called Harmony.
Oh, wow. And when is that coming out again? Or no, you
Probably
said
2 years.
sending it to publishers.
Yeah,
my
send it to
bad.
publishers.
So-
Yeah.
and okay.
Well, Seth, it has been just an absolute delight to get to know you, number
Mhm,
one, becoming a new friend for Lisa and I, and what an honor to have you with us. I mean,
Just a
I
pleasure.
truly want to tell everybody this young man has got a gift, and he shares it at Antique, and so we wish you the best in all of your new endeavors. And good news is you're right here, so you're gonna get to come back and visit
That's
us.
right. I would love to.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling me young. That's the best gift of the day.
Well, when you knew Chief Tuscaloosa, everybody's young.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, we're going to have to start getting out of here. It's almost over. And we hate that because we have so much fun. Lisa and I are blessed to be able to have fascinating guests every day.
Yeah, but before we segue towards the end of the show, at the very end, tell us one more time when are you going to be in town at Barnes and Noble?
Mhm. Yes, I will. And I will
He's
check my cheat sheet and I will go to the glasses.
He's going.
So I'm going to be
Canada.
at Barnes and Noble here on the 28th of March, and I'll be there at noon. And then I'll be at Ernest and Hadley's on April 25th.
And you can get it from Eastie over at Ernest and Hadley, or just go to Amazon.
Mhm.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming back,
Thank
Seth,
you.
and we look forward to your return visit, of course. So I want to let everyone know that tomorrow on the show, we are continuing our new series, Fridays Unplugged. We have coming to the Noon Show studio, Holston Brooks. He is a country music singer, and I am looking forward
It's going to be
to
great.
this.
Yeah, we're discovering new talent, and we are absolutely delighted to be sharing it with our audience on Fridays Unplugged.
Fridays Unplugged. And
Yeah.
shout out, as always, to Michael Hamner
That's
for
right.
referring this guest
For
to us.
connecting us with new talent to showcase.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come along and
Hope
be
so.
part of the Hootenanny for
I
tomorrow.
bet
But
Harrison shows up.
yeah, I
Harrison
would think,
McCullough. we're
yeah,
talking
Harrison
about.
McCullough, yeah.
He's also an up and coming, and he's been on the show.
And I love that they're frequent flyers here on Fridays.
They really are.
I love it.
It's going to be fun.
Another Friday Hootenanny
That's
tomorrow. You're
right.
going to want to tune in.
Absolutely.
Going to go ahead and close us out. But before we go, don't forget to spay or neuter your furry friends and keep those tails wagging with up-to-date vaccinations. This is Lisa Jones signing off for the Noon Show. But before we go, I'd like to wish everyone a splendiferous rest of their day.
Get out there and enjoy your community.
You should, y'all. It's a
And,
beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day, and Sunshine, thank you for bringing sunshine to the studio.
Well, glad to be here. And thank you, Johnny Rocket. And thank you, Seth. Okay, guys, we will see you on the radio tomorrow.
Very nice. Thank you.
Woo!
Oh, that was lovely.
Trying to keep from too much dead air.
I got my eyeballs lubricated there.
I teared up a little bit reading that. I just, I
Oh, we
haven't
need to
seen
turn
it in
off our
so
live
long.
feed too. Wait, oh, that's Axl Rose's job.
Well, definitely let me know if you want us, when you want those students, and when you want that to tie in.
We'd love to do it.